You're good, Jack.
We're on. Wonderful. Did you set right on time? Or do you like wait like 5 minutes after for people to watch it?
I started like after.
Okay, we'll do that.
It was like 5 minutes away.
Okay. I mean, should be fine, I guess.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
I am. Same.
Do you want to like check on your phone or something, or do another phone?
Sorry, y'all, if we're experiencing the Earthstrikes page seems to have crashed on Facebook. So Facebook might be fixing this. If you can hear us right now, fantastic. We'll start at 8, but we just want to know that we're doing it.
Yeah,
So
we-
give me a second.
Check on another device.
Nicole, your class went so well, you crashed Facebook. Nice job. To the record books.
I think everyone's excited for Jack's class.
Ha! Refresh? What if we turned it off and back on again?
You are live.
I'm live?
Yep, 25 people are hanging.
Woo! It's not working on your computer though.
Yep. You're,
Okay.
You are live and ready to rock like
What
a
time
toy.
is it? What time is it? Is it 58?
Yeah, looks like
Oh, perfect. That works. Let's say unlock.
Volume off.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. So for everyone who's here, you're gonna need some sort of weight, and I'm gonna repeat this again in another couple of minutes in case anyone else just logs on. I have a dumbbell here, which I'm gonna use for my weight. If you don't have a dumbbell, like a lightweight dumbbell, then you can use any sort of household item. Just make sure it's about 10 pounds or less. So you can go like all the way down. I think Matt here is using a bag of flour, and Nicole, what do you decide on? She's gonna use a log from the fireplace. So you guys can use whatever you want in terms of weight, and we're gonna get started here in a second. So it should be pretty fun. You guys are ready. So we're getting pretty close to start. This class can be pretty difficult, so the goal would be to offer a bunch of different modifications to exercises. You can also do all the exercises that require weight, or if I demo with a weight, you can do without weight. We're going to be going fairly continuously. We're going to go through 3 rounds. The first 2 rounds will have like 5 or 4 exercises in them. The rest between rounds will be about 3 minutes. So you get a nice long rest to recover between rounds. And you can go with some water, you can stretch it out if you need to, do whatever you need to do. Then come back after that 3 minutes, and then we'll go into our next round. Round 2 is going to be a little bit harder than round 1. So we're going to do like 1 less exercise than the first round. Additionally, the exercises are going to be going for about 75 seconds. So you're going to be doing the equal exercise for 75 seconds, and you'll have a 45-second rest in between before the next exercise. And during that time, I'm going to be demoing the next exercise. So I'm going to start out and continue to do some exercise with you guys, but then I'll sort of break away halfway through each exercise and sort of give form tips and hopefully give you guys some timing cues because you guys are going to be going at it. Just listen to how much time's left, and then you can sort of stop when appropriate. I think that's about it. We're looking like we're about a minute after. So, you guys ready to go?
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool, let's go. So our first round, we're going to start with no weight, so you don't need any of the weights you sort of gather at this time. We're just going to do all body weight stuff. So our first exercise is going to be one leg in, one leg out. And you can start by having your arms across your chest, and you should hollow your back out to where you're pressing your low back into the floor. And there's going to be a common theme throughout the entire class, is that you really want your low back to be arched and pressed into the floor. If at any point you reach a point where you have a large arch underneath your back and your abs get really tired, just take a rest or make the exercise easier. If you sort of go a little bit too arched, you might notice a little discomfort in your lower back. So just make sure if you ever feel that, just take a rest or modify the exercise to make it slightly easier. So we're going to do our one leg in, one leg out. All you're going to do, arms across your chest, press that low back into the floor, lift your shoulder blades up slightly, and you're going to extend one leg out, point your toes, squeeze this leg tight, go nice and slow, alternate, and switch through. So here we go, in 3, 2, 1. Let's get started. Really make sure to just pause, squeeze that leg tight. We're not going for super fast repetitions, we're going for slow body control. So we're taking deep breaths in and deep breaths out. I want to make sure I can hear everyone breathing. Just keep your jaw relaxed, try not to tighten your neck too much. So we're just extending in, extending out. If you gotta make it a little easier at this point, put your hands underneath your butt for a little extra leverage. We're gonna keep going through. I now have my hands underneath my butt. Makes it a lot easier. You have about 45 seconds down, 30 seconds left. Keep breathing through. You should keep your mouth open. That's sort of your cue so you know that your jaw is relaxed. If your mouth is hanging open, that means air is flowing through and you're not clenching your neck too tight. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's take a 45-second rest. Good job, everybody. 1 out of 5 exercises down in this first set. Next, we're going to go into strict butt-ups. So what you're going to do is lying down on the floor, again pressing that low back in. I have my legs up straight. So I want to keep my legs as straight as I can. And I'm going to put my arms out to the side for stability. It's going to help me sort of press up. From here, I'm going to press the bottom of my feet towards the ceiling and slowly lower back down. Press up and slowly lower back down. If you want to make it a little bit easier, all you have to do is go a slightly smaller range of motion. Or if keeping your hamstrings this tight is a little bit of a challenge, you can bend your legs slightly and do the same thing with bent legs. So here we go. In 3, 2, 1, let's get started. Just remember to take rests as needed. Go at a nice, slow, controlled pace. We're about halfway through this exercise. If you're feeling it's getting pretty tough, you can just drop your legs down, take a quick rest, let your abs rest a little bit, come back up, get a couple more reps in. 15 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Let's take a 45-second rest. 2 out of 5 down. Next, we're going to go into our hollow side to sides. This one can be a little bit challenging. So what you're going to do, the hardest variation is having your arms across your chest, and you're going to be in a hollow body position. So I'm pressing my low back into the ground, and my shoulder blades are leaving the ground, so my upper abs are engaged, and my legs are straight. From here, I'm just going to roll slightly to the side till I feel loading through my obliques, and then I'm going to roll back the other way. Feel that loading through my obliques, roll back the other way. If you need to make it a little bit easier, place your hands out to the side and use your arms as support as you roll back and forth. Or tuck your knees in to make it even easier from here. Rolling side to side, as long as you feel that tension through your obliques. So here we go. In 3, 2, 1, let's get started. Good, keep breathing through. Get that jaw relaxed. You can place those hands to the side if you need that little bit of extra help. Rolling to the side, feel it through my oblique here. Roll it the other way. Feel it through the obliques on my other side. Roll it the other way. I'm going to tuck my legs in. Makes it just a little bit easier. Feel it through again. Still keeping my shoulder blades off the floor. We're halfway through. Awesome job, everybody. 20 seconds left in this exercise. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Take another 45 seconds rest. We got 2 more exercises in this set, and then a nice long 3-minute rest. Our next one is going to be a hip flexor exercise. We're going to be working from the assisted V-sit position. So from here, you're going to be laying back with your legs straight, either laying on your forearms, or you can have your arms straight back, whichever is more comfortable for you, just as long as you're taking a little bit of weight with your upper body. From here, if you need to make things easier still, you can tuck your knees in progressively and still do the exercise. So what we're going to do is we're going to make some rectangles. So we're going to use my toes as my pointer, and I'm going to make a rectangle going down. Nice sharp 90-degree corners. Halfway through, we're going to switch directions and go the other way. So here we go. In 3, 2, 1, get started. You guys are going to have to synchronize. Good. Nice clean corners. You guys are practicing your toe geometry. Going to the side, press it out. There we go. Now I'm in rhythm. Good. Remember, you got to make it easier. Just bend those knees in a little bit and just move through your hips side to side. All right, we're halfway through. Let's switch directions.
That's so bad.
You got it? Just take a rest if you need to. If you're feeling it's pretty tough, you got to take a quick 15-second rest, take a quick 15-second rest. "20 seconds. "10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Take another 45 seconds. We have one more exercise in this set, and then a nice long rest. So what we're going to do is something called a dead bug crunch. Then we're going to be expanding on this in our next round. So what you're going to do, lying down on the floor with my feet flat on my mat, and I'm going to engage my abs a little bit, lift my shoulder blades just a little bit off the ground. From here, I'm going to put my hands behind my head and have my elbows pointing forward. From here, I'm going to hinge through my hip and lift my knees pull my elbows towards my knees, hold for 1 second, and lower back down. Then we go to our next rep, pull up, crunch up into it so you get a little bit of extra in your upper body, lower back down. So it's really a crunch up, touch your knees to your elbows, hold for a split second, and go back down. If it's a little bit too difficult, you don't have to go up all the way. You can pause partway through, having about 12 inches between your elbow and your knee, and coming back down to the floor. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, let's get started. Really making sure to drive that lower back into our mat as we go through our exercises. We don't want our back arching off. Every time you bring those knees up, you should feel your low back pressing through. Coming up, crunch up into it, hold for a second, and lower back down. You can go all the way and rest, come back up, crunch for a second, hold, and lower it back down. Good, we're halfway through. $15 seconds left. Good, let's finish it up. Get those last few in. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Take a nice long 3-minute rest. Stretch it out, shake it out, grab some water if you need to. Now's the time to do so. If you haven't grabbed your weight for the next round yet, go ahead and find something that's between 1 and 10 pounds, which you can use for your weight. I'm going to grab some water. If you guys need water, that's time to get it. If you guys have any questions so far, please feel free to comment below in the video, and we'll be able to reach out. Any comments about the actual class itself, anything you guys want to do in the future. The classes will sort of be constantly changing around, so feel free to leave a comment now, and then we can sort of figure it out from there. Cool, thank you. Nicole is choosing her firewood very wisely.
I gotta pick one that looks heavy as the lightest.
Get like the biggest log. He's like, ugh. You got a trusty bag of flour. Whatever you got lying around that weighs a little bit, go ahead and grab it.
This might be like half a pound. Super light.
You got 2 logs. Just like,
Yeah, let's do that.
Alright, we're about halfway through our rest. We have 90 seconds left, and we're going to get started. I'm going to start demoing the next exercise in about 30 seconds. So make sure you have plenty of room back behind you, because you're going to be lowering your arms back behind you with your weight. So this next round, we're going to be doing variations of those straight-legged exercises where your legs are pointing straight up in the air, as well as the dead bug crunches. So we're going to make them just a little bit harder, add a weighted component in. It's going to be a little bit more strength-based. That's why we're doing a little bit less this time. So our first one is going to be straight leg overhead lowers. So I got my legs up straight, trying to keep my legs as straight as possible. You can bend them slightly if you need to, but really feel free to challenge your hamstring flexibility by keeping your legs straight as you can. I'm keeping my upper abs engaged by lifting my shoulder blades off the floor. I'm going to press whatever weight I have up over my chest, and from here I'm going to lower it overhead, sort of resisting that weight as it wants to pull my shoulder blades down on the floor. So I'm just lowering overhead, keeping my shoulder blades raised off the floor, and bringing it back into place. Lowering it down, and raising it back into place. All right, here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's get started. So you're keeping those abs engaged the whole time, working those shoulders, and then you're going to feel your abs sort of lengthen out as you lower that weight overhead. Sort of resist those abs letting you drop down on the floor. Lower it overhead, press it back into place. If the weight is too hard, feel free just to set it down to the side. You can do the exact same exercise without weight. Keep breathing through, keeping your jaw relaxed, your mouth open, air flowing through the entire time. We have 30 seconds left. You can make it easier still. Just bend those knees in slightly. Do the exact same thing. We're in the home stretch here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Let's take that 45-second rest. Cool. So our next one, we're going to do the same motion, but we're going to add a little extra bit in there. So there's actually going to be two distinct motions that you're going to need to separate. We're going to start with that leg straight up. Again, my shoulder blades are off the floor. My weight starts pressed out over my chest. I'm going to do the same overhead lower, but this time when I raise it back up, I'm going to pause. I'm going to press the weight up to my toes. Lower it back overhead, bring it back up, pause, press up to my toes. What you don't want to do is use momentum just by swinging everything up to get the weight up to your toes. Make sure you get that pause in there before your press. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, let's get started. Raise it up, press it up to your toes. Keep breathing through, don't hold your breath. If it's getting too hard, go ahead and drop your weight. Make it a little bit easier, and let's keep going through the same motion. We have about 30 seconds left. Press it up, lower back down. Here we go. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. So you have a 45-second rest. You guys are halfway through the second round. This is the hard round. We got 2 more to go. Cool. So now we're going to combine our overhead lower with our dead bug crunch. So you guys remember our dead bug crunch for the first round, where we touched our elbows to our knees. This time you're going to be holding a weight in your straight up position over your chest. So as we go up into our crunch, I'm still going to touch my elbows to my knees, except for this time if you need to drop down to full rest between each rep, you can do so. Crunch it up, lower back down. All right, here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's get started. Good. Take those small rests. Take 15 seconds if you need to. Get a couple more reps in. Crunch it up. Pause for a second. Going now to overhead lower. If you want to make it harder, try to keep those shoulder blades off the floor the entire time. To make it easier, go ahead and drop your weight. Go through the same thing, lowering overhead. Coming back in, hold for a second, lower back down. You guys are doing an awesome job. We have 20 seconds left in this exercise. Let's get those last few in. If you need to take a quick rest now, do so. And try to finish strong here in our last 15 seconds. Here we go. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Take a nice long 45-second rest. You're gonna have one more exercise in this set. It's gonna be our dead bug to hollow. And you can do this weighted or unweighted, or with bent or straight legs. The hardest variation is gonna be with weight. So starting with the weight pressed over our chest and my feet flat on the floor, I'm gonna go into a hollow body position with my weight overhead. I'm pressing my low back into the ground as I raise up, and then I'm going to come into a dead bug crunch again. And we're going to lower down to a hollow body, come into a dead bug crunch. If you need to make it easier, drop that weight, go from a hollow to dead bug crunch. If you need to make it easier still, just don't extend out into the full range of motion. Just extend your legs out slightly, come back in. Here we go. So our last exercise in the set before we do a few cool down exercises, you guys are all done for the night. Here we go, in 3, 2, 1, let's get started. Lower down that hollow body, really press that low back into the floor, keep that hollow back, lower overhead, crunch it back up. Awesome job, everybody. Keep breathing through. Keep that jaw relaxed. You guys are halfway through. Touching those elbows. Extending out into that hollow body. Bring it back in. "20 seconds left. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Taking that on 3-minute rest. We just have 3 cool down exercises for you, and you guys are all done for the night. Good job, guys. Crushing it out. Grab some water now if you need to. Stretch it out if you need to. Before we just go into our last few cool downs. We're just going to do a little bit of low back work to finish up. Future. I should call those Squidwards from now on.
I like that one.
If you guys can put your weights away or move them out of the way now's the time to do that as well.
Actually, it was not the right move. It was
Oh.
We have about 2 minutes left before we start our cool down.
I should wait for it
I'll throw up on camera.
Awesome. I like to hear.
That's what I like to do.
I don't know which way I should face these Supermans. Maybe this way? Or, no, you guys should face this way. I think that's right. I just don't have much room here. Alright, we got just a little over a minute. So I'm going to demo our first exercise. We're going to do 3 Superman variations just to work on our low back. So for our first one, all I want you to do is 3-second raises and lower back down. So what you're going to do is put your hands behind your head and let your chest fall flat on the floor. My feet are also touching the floor. From here, I'm going to raise up, hold for 1, 2, 3, and lower down and relax. Raise up for 1, 2, 3. Lower down and relax. We're just gonna rep through Superman for our first one. A couple of things to keep in mind. As you raise up, make sure you squeeze your butt tight to help support your low back. And also make sure you're keeping your spine neutral, but not cranking your neck up and looking forward. So keep your head nice and in line with the rest of your body, and your eyes will be facing down towards your mat. So here we go. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Let's get started. Remember to keep breathing through the whole time. Don't hold your breath. Thirty seconds left. We've done 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Take a quick 30-second rest. Our next one is going to be Superman T-spine twist. So we're going to work on thoracic spine mobility. With your hands back behind your head, we're going to hold up in the Superman position, and I want you to turn your chest and your torso and look as far as you can in each direction. Come back down, turn the other way, look as far as you can. The goal of this exercise is to be rotating through our mid to upper back. So we don't want to be looking with our head, we want to be rotating through our torso side to side. So here we go. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Let's keep going. So lift up the Superman, keep that butt squeezed tight. Try to rotate through that mid to upper back. We want to try to keep our elbows off the floor so we're not supporting ourselves on each side. We're going to make our mid and lower back work extra hard here. Really rotate through as far as you can in each direction. Good. Keep breathing. We're halfway through. Take the small rest if you need to. Keep breathing through. We don't want to hold our breath. 20 seconds left. Let's finish it up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Take that 30-second rest. And we're going to finish our last Superman with some Superman penguins. So we're down in the Superman position, except for this time we're going to have our hands flat on our thighs. So we're lifting up, still keeping my butt squeezed tight, and I'm going to turn my torso and slide my fingertips down as far as I can down each leg, waddling side to side. And we even have a little stuffed penguin. Put it on display. How convenient. We got a penguin for our penguin. So here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Let's get started. Good. Slide those fingertips down your leg. Really bend that torso and reach as far as you can. Awesome job, everybody. Good. Keep breathing through. All right, we're halfway. Here we go, the last 30 seconds of the class. Let's finish strong. Good, keep breathing through. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Here we go, 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time. Good job, guys. High five right here. Yeah, yeah. So good job, everybody. Thanks for coming to Coreburn tonight. Pay attention to our social medias as we're going to be posting different classes that are coming up in the future. So just stay informed if you want to continue coming on in. And thanks again for coming tonight, and good job.
Peace.
That's all I got.